Hello, Eternum, and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news. And this is the War Report. Dynamic change in the history of Eternum last night as the forces of Gorilla Town climb the mud hill and push off the reigning kings. KOTT News were on the scene in Moon Bay and spoke with company leadership about the fight. Congratulations on your victory here in Restless Shore. I was anticipating a longer fight, but would you care to take us through why you were able to get through and onto the point so quickly?
Yeah, John, it was a fun war. They have so many range players, good range players, what makes it really tough for us to push their backline. But they also don't have the same point presence we have. So I think that was their ultimate issue with their comp.
Yeah, well, ultimately the game of war, as we play it here, is about controlling the objective. And if you don't get onto the objective, you can't control it, right?
Yep, that seemed to be the case tonight, John.
Unfortunate, but is there anybody on your team, or perhaps even their team, that might have stood out in their abilities tonight?
I mean, as far as their team goes, you know, their bows are always bringing the heat. Asos and Dreidel, those guys are always shooting at me. But for our team, I'm just happy for everyone that came out. We tried a new group today, and I thought those guys playing with a new group, new synergy, I thought they did really well, and I'm proud of them. I have no complaints.
Excellent. Well, sir, now that you're in control of the Restless Shore, what are your intentions for the hamlet, and do you have any additional ambitions for the island?
Well, you know, we pushed that war specifically because we thought it would be a fun war, mix it up with a company we've never fought before. As far as our plans for this area, I mean, we're looking for wars. Anyone that wants to come war us, it's always a fun time. And we'll try to upgrade it so we can get that money, man.
Excellent. Well, I know you got some VODs to look over and some debriefing to go through, so I'll let you go right away. But is there anywhere anybody in Eternum can look for you and maybe look at those VODs with you?
If you want to watch my VOD specifically, it's Kill Team. I'm playing light melee. It's kind of a dying class, but if you want to learn about overall Kill Team macro or anything like that, it's just Twitch TV/HutchieOnFire, and you'll see me.
In related news, later in Monarch's Bluff, KOTT news crews spotted commit forces advocating for unionization along the beaches to the fort. Along the beaches to the north, the Marauders of Meow for Biss were having a friendly game of spear dodgeball to improve their core skills. But not everyone can dodge a spear. While returning from the scene, KOTT News ran into Eternum's Most Wanted and was granted this exclusive interview. Want to say anything about the allegations against you?
Yeah, they're all true.
What are you gonna do?
Outcast. What?
Oh, you looking pretty cute, Panda.
Oh, who's Panda? I'm Janine.
An unusual notice was served in New Corsica last night by a neutral third party who seemed to indicate that a grievance has been filed against KOTT News.
No, a civil case has been opened against you, John.
What?
Well, against KOTT News, overall. Basically, with concerns regarding the advocation for and the glorification of war, which affects not only those who willingly participate, but also the minds of those citizens who now feel forced to participate in the perpetuation of the circle of violence of Eternum citizens against one another, as well as affecting those non-participants who constantly find themselves caught in the constant upheaval of the places they call home, affecting tax rates and the cost of living. Someone has taken it upon themselves to call you to court.
I consider these allegations outrageous. I'm an advocate for peace. KOTT News will bring you more on this story as it develops. Returning to our continuing coverage of the Season 1 Pass, last night's card was a simple top line. Leave a comment below if you've top-lined before, too. Looking at the weather for tonight, and after the sun gives us another stellar performance of traveling across the Eternum sky, be on the lookout for northern cold fronts descending from the mountains, giving rise to a 30% chance of corruption invasion forces across the island. 2 lineup submissions for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPco. Remember, if it isn't LARPco, it's cardboard. Additional consideration provided by the Craft Services crew. The generous contributions of viewers like you really do help out the channel. Thank you. First up, the Marauders of Fakas assault the Covenant smugglers of Error.pxp for control of the primary oil reserves of Weaver's Fin. Little is known about this group of marauding Fakas. But if they manage to plunder the island's oil supplies, they'll be in a position to dictate fort naming rights. Error forces keep their operations light and mobile so they can move their contraband as efficiently as possible. But that doesn't mean they won't put everything they have into defending the fen. Then, the syndicate members of Points the Way attack the marauders of Meow for Bis for control of the medicinal hot springs and resort destination of Ebon Scale. The nebulous newcomers of the syndicate are still workshopping names for their company as they continue to test themselves and pin down their core identity. The marauders of Meow for Bis, growing ever more frustrated by the organized efforts of the union members, may have to rely on tactics other than brute strength if they wish to prevail. Be sure to tune in for complete coverage and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.